Hi, it's Ian from Let's Delight. When we tell people that we have a furnished holiday let in Nuneaton, sometimes they look at us a bit gone out. And we get that. But it came about a bit by accident. You see, our core business is shared living projects. And back in the summer of 2018, we were having a bit of a difficulty filling a couple of rooms in our shared living project in Nuneaton. The sun was out, it was a lovely summer, Wimbledon was on, and those sort of things combine to mean that people don't want to move. Jules and I took a little break and we went down to Stroud and we stayed in a nice cottage, and unusually we stayed with the owner. He was a pleasant gentleman called Mark, and we were chatting one evening. And he explained to us that normally he has a lodger, but when he doesn't have a lodger in between, he puts his room on Airbnb. And suddenly a light bulb moment went off for me. Until that is, I spoke to Jules and I said, let's put this room on Airbnb. And she said, who on earth would want to come to Nuneaton? And I sort of had to agree and say, well, fair point. But I looked into it and I found that it didn't cost anything, just a little bit of time. So one sunny afternoon I was staying at my mother's and I was working out in the sunshine on the patio, and I put our rooms on Airbnb. To my surprise, within about half an hour, we had an inquiry for somebody wanting to stay that night. As it happens, because I was in Warwick and I couldn't get hold of Jules to find out if we were all ready for that guest that night, it didn't happen. But we quickly found out that there was quite a demand for people coming to Nuneaton. Now, Nuneaton is not the sort of place that you would immediately think of going on holiday. But we found that people were coming to visit friends, to attend events, to see family. So on the back of that, when we started looking at property again, we had a careful eye for things that, as well as a shared living project, would also be appropriate as a furnished holiday let. And that's how we came to get Abbey Green View. When we saw it, we could immediately see the potential. It is directly opposite Abbey Green, which is where it gets its name from. And as you might imagine, Abbey Green is a green. It's an area which is great for walking dogs, for sitting, relaxing. Abbey Green View is also very close to Nuneaton town centre, which is interesting in and of itself. There's some good restaurants there. It's a pleasant town to walk around. But perhaps more importantly for a lot of people, it is close to the Ricoh Arena and to the National Exhibition Centre and Donington Park, all of which have major events that people come to. It's also not very far from Coventry, which is City of Culture in 2021. So, we set up Abbey Green View as a furnished holiday let, and it's been very successful. We've had all sorts of people come to Nuneaton for all sorts of reasons. For example, we've had 3 sisters travel from Canada and America to celebrate their mother's 90th birthday. And their mother, she lives in Nuneaton. We've had people come for weddings. We've had some people come, sadly, for funerals. Not a very nice reason, but it's part of life's necessity. We've had people come to visit friends. We've had bands come to play in local festivals. We've had a whole cross-section. And of course, people who've come into the area to work for many of the local employers. So although Nuneaton might not be the first place that you think of going on holiday, it is surrounded by beautiful countryside. Nuneaton in itself is an interesting town with lots of interesting architecture and a lovely market 3 times a week. It is great for stays just away, like a long weekend or something, or for a longer break, plus all the reasons that I've already said. So if you're thinking somewhere different for a break, Nuneaton could just be your place. But that is why and how we ended up with a furnished holiday let in Nuneaton.